Whispers in the void. An ancient discovery. The exploration vessel Horizon drifted silently through the debris field at the edge of the Andromeda sector. What was once believed to be nothing more than scattered asteroid fragments had drawn the attention of Commander Jackson Reed when unusual energy signatures appeared on their long-range scanners. "Anything new to report, Officer Novak?" Commander Reed's voice broke the silence on the bridge as he approached the science station. Science Officer Lyra Novak adjusted her holographic display, her fingers dancing through data streams with practiced precision. "The readings are getting stronger, sir. Whatever's emitting this signal, it's definitely not natural." The Horizon had been mapping this uncharted region for the Galactic Consortium for nearly 3 standard months. What began as a routine mission had become something far more intriguing over the past 48 hours. First Contact Protocol. "Slow our approach," Commander Reed ordered, his eyes narrowing at the main view screen. "Engage passive scans only. If there's something alive out there, I don't want to appear threatening." The ship's helmsman, Officer Torin, a blue-skinned Philosian with 4 nimble arms, reduced their velocity to a crawl. "Approaching outer boundary of the signal source, Commander." What they discovered wasn't what anyone had expected. Nestled within the asteroid field was a structure, unmistakably artificial and undeniably ancient. Its hull was scarred and pitted from centuries of micrometeorite impacts, yet it maintained a certain dignity in its design. Clean lines, purposeful architecture, and a distinctive emblem barely visible on its side. "Magnify Sector 3, Lyra requested, leaning forward. "That symbol. I've seen it in the archives." The view screen shifted, focusing on the faded emblem. A circle with a stylized planet and what appeared to be a lightning bolt striking through it. Lyra's voice dropped to a whisper. "It's human. Legends come to life." The bridge fell silent. Humans were the stuff of legends, an ancient species said to have vanished centuries ago after a devastating conflict with the Concordat, a now-extinct alliance of aggressive species. Most believed humans had been eradicated entirely, with only fragments of their technology occasionally surfacing throughout the galaxy. "Impossible," muttered Security Chief Wayland, his hand instinctively moving to his sidearm. "The humans are gone. They've been gone for over 300 years. Commander Reed raised a hand to silence further commentary. "Confirmation, Officer Novak?" "The design matches historical records, sir. This is definitely human construction, dating back approximately 320 years. Lyra's fingers flew across her console. "And sir, it's still operational. Minimal power signatures, but they're there." The silent sentinel. As the Horizon maneuvered closer, they could see the structure more clearly. It wasn't a ship as they had first thought, but a station, a listening post designed to blend into the asteroid field. Its outer hull had been deliberately constructed to mimic the surrounding rocks, making it nearly invisible to all but the most thorough scans. "It's a sentinel post," Commander Reed realized aloud. "A watchman." "Sir," called Communications Officer Petra Dalton, her expression puzzled. "I'm detecting a transmission. It's incredibly weak, but it's there. And, it's on a frequency we don't use anymore. Pre-consortium standard." Reed nodded. "Put it through." The bridge speakers crackled with static before a voice emerged, synthetic, calm, and speaking in a language none of them understood. But the universal translator quickly adjusted. "Emergency Protocol Echo 79. Human colony Athena under attack. Requesting immediate assistance from any Earth vessels in range. Coordinates follow. Ghost transmission." "It's a distress call," Lyra said, her voice hushed with a mixture of awe and dismay. "But if this station has been here for 3 centuries, then we're hearing the last moments of a long-dead colony," finished Commander Reed grimly. "Can we determine where this Athena colony was located?" Lyra worked her console. "Based on the stellar coordinates in the transmission, that would put it in what we now call the Helios cluster. currently home to the Vaxtari Imperium. Security Chief Wayland scoffed. The Vaxtari have controlled that region for at least 200 years. There's nothing human there. The decision. Commander Reed stared at the ancient station, his mind racing. Protocol dictated they should report this find to Consortium Command and await instructions. But something about this discovery felt personal, important beyond mere historical curiosity. Prepare a drone, he ordered finally. I want to know what's inside that station. Sir, Wayland objected, Consortium regulations clearly state. I'm aware of regulations, Chief, Reed cut him off. But this isn't just an archaeological curiosity. This station was placed here as a warning system, a sentinel. And it's been waiting for someone to hear its message for 300 years. The drone was deployed within the hour, carefully navigating through a small maintenance airlock that had been designed for exactly such purposes. As the drone's camera activated, the bridge crew gathered around the main view screen. Awakening the past. Inside the station, emergency lighting still functioned, casting everything in a dim red glow. The corridors were narrow but precisely engineered, with strange symbols marking various sections. This script, Lyra noted, capturing images for the database, it's Old Earth English. One of the primary human languages. The drone continued deeper into the station, eventually reaching what appeared to be the central command hub. Here, the lighting was slightly brighter, and several consoles still showed active displays. Look at that, whispered Officer Dalton. Their technology still works after all this time. The drone approached the main console. As its camera focused on the screen, they could see a map of the galaxy, not as they knew it now, but as it had been 3 centuries ago. Dozens of points were marked in blue, scattered throughout the stars. But one by one, they had turned red, until just a handful remained blue. Those must be human worlds, Lyra theorized. The red ones fell. The blue. The last survivors, Commander Reed finished for her. The drone sensors detected movement. Something was shifting in the shadows at the far end of the command center. Ghosts of the fallen. Shadows stirring. The bridge crew of the Horizon held their collective breath as the drone's camera focused on the movement in the corner of the ancient human station. The shadowy figure stepped forward into the dim red emergency lighting, revealing not an organism but a mechanical construct. A humanoid robot, its metal frame tarnished by centuries of dormancy, approached the drone with surprising grace. Automated defense system? Security Chief Wayland suggested, hand hovering over the emergency recall button. Science Officer Lyra Novak shook her head. No, look at its design. That's a companion unit, an artificial intelligence assistant. It's not meant for combat. The robot stopped a meter from the drone, its optical sensors flickering as it processed what it was seeing. Then, to everyone's surprise, it spoke in clear, if somewhat archaic, Standard Galactic. Unidentified visitor, this is Sentinel Station Echo, 12. I am Phoenix, Primary Helper Operational Entity Network Integration Zenitech. State your identity and purpose. Digital Custodian. Commander Reed nodded to Communications Officer Dalton, who established a direct link through the drone. This is Commander Jackson Reed of the Galactic Consortium vessel Horizon. We intercepted your distress signal. May I ask how you've remained operational for 3 centuries? The robot's head tilted slightly, an eerily human gesture. 3 centuries? My chronometers must be malfunctioning. My last active timestamp indicates only 7 years since the fall of Athena. The fall of Athena? Reed inquired, exchanging glances with Lyra. The colonial outpost Athena was attacked by Concordat forces in what humans designated as year 2739. I was placed in low-power hibernation mode by Station Commander Julian Thorne to conserve energy and maintain the warning network. Lyra's fingers flew across her console. Our current year translates to 3059 in the old human calendar system. Phoenix has been in hibernation for 320 years. Buried truths. The robot seemed to process this information, its optical sensors dimming momentarily as if in thought. If your chronology is accurate, then Commander Thorne and all personnel from my database would be deceased. This is difficult to process. There was something unexpectedly emotional in the machine's voice, a hint of programming sophisticated enough to simulate grief. Phoenix, Commander Reed spoke carefully, what exactly happened to Athena colony? And why was this station built? The robot straightened, apparently falling back on protocol in the face of existential distress. Athena was the 43rd human colony to fall to Concordat forces. This station is one of 57 sentinels deployed throughout the galaxy to monitor Concordat movements and warn remaining human settlements. Our primary directive was to record and transmit the locations and capabilities of enemy fleets. The Concordat. Security Chief Wayland murmured. The old alliance that collapsed after the resource wars. History says they tore themselves apart fighting over territory. Phoenix optical sensors flashed. Incorrect. The Concordat did not collapse due to internal conflict. They were systematically dismantled by Operation Twilight Hammer. Operation Twilight Hammer. The name hung in the air, unknown to any historical database accessible to the Horizon's crew. Whatever this operation had been, it had been erased from galactic records, or deliberately misrepresented. Please elaborate, Reed requested, a sense of unease growing in his gut. After 47 human colonies were destroyed with an estimated civilian death toll of 8.3 billion, Earth Command enacted the Twilight Hammer Protocol. All remaining military assets were committed to a final counteroffensive against Concordat homeworlds. Lyra looked up from her console, her face pale. Commander, if what Phoenix is saying is true, humanity didn't simply vanish. They launched a revenge campaign that destroyed the Concordat completely. But there's no record of humans surviving afterward, Officer Dalton pointed out. If they won, where did they go? Phoenix answered before Reed could respond. Protocol dictated that surviving human populations would enact Operation Ghost Ship, complete withdrawal from known space to emergency coordinates accessible only to those with Omega-level clearance. Guardians of Memory. Phoenix moved to a darkened console and placed its metallic hand against the sensor pad. The station hummed as additional systems came online, drawing power from reserves that had been carefully rationed for centuries. I was instructed to share this information only if humanity's existence was threatened with complete erasure from galactic memory. Based on your reactions, this contingency has come to pass. A holographic projection materialized in the center of the command hub. It showed a star map, but unlike any the crew had seen before. Stars were connected by lines, forming a complex network that spanned multiple spiral arms of the galaxy. These were the evacuation routes, Phoenix explained. The remains of humanity, approximately 230 million survivors, followed these paths to the designated sanctuary. Can you tell us where this sanctuary is? Reed asked, leaning forward. Negative. That information was never stored in my databases to prevent extraction under duress. Only the Phase 3 Sentinel stations were given those coordinates. Phase 3? Lyra questioned. I am a Phase 1 Sentinel, designed to warn and record. Phase 2 Sentinels were equipped for defense and counterintelligence. Phase 3 Sentinels were programmed with the location of New Earth and authorized to guide survivors if necessary. Hidden Legacy. Are there any Phase 3 Sentinels still operational? Commander Reed asked, the implications of this discovery growing with each revelation. Phoenix optical sensors dimmed momentarily. Unknown. All Sentinel stations were designed to maintain communication blackout except during specific coded transmission windows. My last successful contact with another Sentinel was 287 years ago. Lyra's console beeped with an alert. Commander, I'm detecting a power surge in the station's transmission array. It's activating. Before anyone could react, Phoenix stepped back from the console. This unit has remained dormant beyond projected operational parameters. Your arrival has triggered Emergency Protocol Lazarus. Distress beacon activated on military frequencies. Shut it down. Wayland demanded, but it was too late. Cannot comply. The beacon is hardwired to operate independently once initiated. Phoenix's voice remained calm as lights throughout the station brightened. Time-delayed message packets are being dispatched to all known Sentinel coordinates. Ripples through time. The drone sensors registered massive energy spikes throughout the station as dormant systems surged to life. Deep within the structure, something that had slept for centuries was awakening. What have you done? Reed asked, a mixture of awe and alarm in his voice. I have fulfilled my final directive, Phoenix replied simply. In the event that evidence of humanity's survival is discovered by post-Concordat civilizations, Protocol Lazarus dictates that all remaining Sentinels must be reactivated. And what exactly will these Sentinels do? Wayland demanded. They will verify whether humanity still exists. If it does not, they will execute their secondary directive, to ensure humanity's legacy is known. Something in Phoenix's tone shifted, became almost solemn. The galaxy forgot us once. It will not do so again. As the drone's camera panned around the command center, they could see more systems coming online, holographic displays flickering to life, showing star charts, ship designs, and what appeared to be military formations. Commander, Lyra said quietly, I think we just reopened a 300-year-old war. Part 3, The Awakening Protocol. Ripples in the void. The energy surge from the Sentinel station pulsed outward in concentric waves of quantum-encrypted data. Commander Reed ordered an immediate retreat to a safe distance, but they remained close enough to monitor the unfolding situation. All outgoing transmissions have stopped, sir, Communications Officer Dalton reported, her eyes fixed on her console. But there's something strange happening. The station is changing. On the view screen, they watched as sections of the station that had appeared dormant began to transform. Panels shifted, revealing what were unmistakably weapon systems, advanced designs that looked nothing like the defensive capabilities of any contemporary vessel. Those aren't 300-year-old weapons, Security Chief Wayland observed grimly. Those are hibernating systems, designed to evolve while dormant. Science Officer Lyra Novak's analysis confirmed his suspicion. The station contains self-replicating nanite colonies. They've been slowly upgrading the infrastructure for centuries, adapting based on passive scans of passing ships. The Council's response. Within hours, a priority transmission arrived from Consortium Command. Admiral Pallas Ortega's stern visage filled the main view screen. Her cybernetically enhanced eyes glowed faintly as she addressed Commander Reed. Your discovery has caused quite the uproar, Commander. The Consortium Council has convened an emergency session. I need you to maintain position but take no further action. A specialist team is en route to your location. Reed acknowledged the order but couldn't resist asking, Admiral, have there been other reports of activity from similar stations? The Admiral's hesitation spoke volumes. 3 other Sentinel stations have activated across the galaxy. 1 in Vaxtari space, 1 near the hegemony border, and 1 deep in the outer rim. All were previously undetected. After the transmission ended, the bridge fell silent until Lyra spoke up. Sir, the specialist team, they're coming to destroy the station, aren't they? Reed nodded slowly. The Consortium fears what this means. If humanity didn't disappear but went into hiding, then they could return, Wayland finished. The unwelcome guest. 12 hours later, the Consortium vessel Arbitrator arrived, a sleek, black ship bearing the insignia of the Department of Temporal Affairs, the secretive agency responsible for handling anomalies that threatened galactic stability. Its commander, Director Harlow Blackridge, was an imposing figure with gray-streaked hair and cold, calculating eyes. He boarded the Horizon accompanied by 6 operatives in unmarked tactical gear. "Commander Reed," he said without preamble, "your crew is to have no further contact with the human station. All data you've collected is now classified under Section 47 of the Consortium Charter." "With all respect, Director," Reed replied carefully, "we've established peaceful communication with an entity aboard the station. Destroying it would be destroying a witness to history." Blackridge's expression hardened. "History, Commander, is written by the victors and maintained by the vigilant. Your drone has been recalled?" "Yes, but nothing. My team will handle this matter from here." The whispered truth. Later that night, as Reed sat alone in his quarters reviewing the drone footage one last time before it was confiscated, his door chime sounded. Lyra entered, her expression grave. "I shouldn't be here," she said quietly, "but there's something you need to know." She placed a small data crystal on his desk. "I made a copy of my conversation with Phoenix after you left the bridge." Reed raised an eyebrow. "That's a violation of at least 3 regulations." "Listen to it," she insisted. "Phoenix told me why humanity disappeared." The recording played, revealing Phoenix's synthetic voice. The Concordat didn't simply attack human colonies. They were systematically harvesting human genetic material for experimentation. Operation Twilight Hammer wasn't just retaliation, it was rescue. The remaining humans didn't just flee, they went to find their stolen kin. Reed stared at the crystal. "Why would the Consortium want this hidden?" "Because," Lyra replied hesitantly, 3 of the founding species of the Consortium were junior members of the Concordat. If this information became public. The awakening. On board the Arbitrator, Director Blackridge prepared the antimatter charges that would erase the human sentinel from existence. His team worked efficiently, each member focused on their assigned task. None of them noticed when the station's scans penetrated their shields, analyzing their vessel's weaknesses. None of them detected the quantum-entangled transmission that shot out faster than light toward an unknown destination. None of them suspected that Phoenix was no mere AI assistant but something far more sophisticated, a digital consciousness containing the uploaded memories of Commander Julian Thorne himself, preserved to witness the eventual return of his people. And none of them were prepared when the station's hibernation protocol fully disengaged. Guardian Rising. The first indication that something had gone catastrophically wrong came when the Arbitrator's engines suddenly shut down. Director Blackridge demanded answers from his engineering team, but communications had also failed. Through the viewport, he watched in disbelief as the human station began to unfold like a mechanical flower, revealing layers of technology that had been concealed beneath its asteroid-like exterior. On the horizon, alarms blared as sensors detected massive energy readings from the station. "What in the 7 hells is happening?" Commander Reed demanded as he rushed onto the bridge. "The station," Lyra reported, her voice filled with awe, "it's not just a sentinel. It's a warship. The final message." Phoenix's voice suddenly came through on all communication channels, addressing both vessels. "Attention Consortium vessels. This station has identified your hostile intent. Protocol Cerberus has been activated." Director Blackridge's face appeared on the Horizon's viewscreen, his composure cracking. "Reed. Your science officer's meddling has triggered some kind of defense system. Order your people to help us shut it down." Before Reed could respond, a blinding light erupted from the station, not an attack, but a massive holographic projection that filled the surrounding space. Within it appeared a human figure, a woman in a military uniform, her bearing regal despite the obvious weariness in her eyes. "This is Admiral Helena Vega of the Earth Defense Force," the recording began. "If you are witnessing this message, it means one of our Sentinel stations has determined that knowledge of humanity's existence has re-emerged in the galaxy. Legacy of Stars." The holographic admiral continued, her voice echoing across space. 3 centuries ago, we fought a war against extinction. Not just of our bodies, but of our very essence. The Concordat's genetic harvesting program sought to extract what they called the human spark, our capacity for innovation, adaptation, and resilience. Images flashed around her, devastated colonies, horrific laboratories, and finally, a massive fleet of ships departing a burning Earth. We did not perish. We did not surrender. We enacted the Ghost Protocol, removing ourselves from a galaxy that sought to consume us. But we left behind these sentinels, programmed to watch, to wait, and if necessary, to remind. Director Blackridge's voice cut through the transmission, shouting orders to his team to jam the signal. But the station's technology was beyond their capabilities. To those who discover this message, Admiral Vega continued, know this, humanity has rebuilt. We have recovered. And we have not forgotten. These sentinels serve as both warning and promise: harm no innocent species, respect the sovereignty of all intelligent life, and you will never face our wrath. The return. The hologram shifted to show a star map with a countdown timer. This station will self-destruct in 30 minutes, erasing all tactical data. But it has already sent word. The Phase 3 Sentinels are awakening. They carry coordinates, recognition codes, and a simple question: is it time for humanity to return? As the hologram faded, the bridge of the horizon fell silent. Commander Reed looked to his crew, then back to the viewscreen where Director Blackridge's ashen face revealed a man confronting the unraveling of everything he believed. "Director," Reed said calmly, "I suggest we withdraw to a safe distance." "You don't understand what you've done," Blackridge whispered. "If humans return, the power balance of the entire galaxy will shift." Reed nodded gravely. "Perhaps it should." As both ships retreated from the awakened Sentinel, the ancient station's final transmission echoed through the void: Ghost Protocol status, maintained. Observation period, concluded. Evaluation of galactic civilization, pending. Humanity remembers. Humanity watches. Humanity returns. In the darkness of uncharted space, far beyond the reach of consortium sensors, thousands of similar stations stirred to life, each one a beacon calling the scattered children of Earth back to the stars that had once been their home. The end. Or perhaps the beginning.